going on, all you fantastic fatties? My name is Mason.
I'm Alex.
I'm Davis.
And welcome to FU Fantasy Football.
FU Fantasy.
Fantastic fatties. It's about time to retire the Fs because I've now just insulted everyone.
By fatty, you mean how much love we have?
Yeah, like a fatty
Very
blunts.
fatty amount of love.
Fantastic fatty blunts. We'll go.
I mean,
We're all
we
great.
did a whole song about it. So he said like big fat fatty.
Yeah.
Fatty.
Fat bottom girls.
Oh, there we go.
We
Yeah.
do love a fat bottom girl.
Yeah.
God, this is a weird intro.
My dog's giving me the side eye about this one right now.
Yeah. He's like, what are you idiots talking
That's so
about?
weird.
Fucks. Well, we actually had... What's wrong, you fantastic fucks? We had football last night.
Hey!
I, for one, thought it would be a little bit more high-scoring game.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was still pretty entertaining. I kept looking up and being like, I feel like the score should be much higher.
Yeah.
It seemed like there were good, like a lot of good plays, but none of them were in the end zone. So,
Yeah.
but what was it?
Yeah.
Go
We
ahead.
missed the over under significantly.
Yeah.
Oh no, I took the under of this game for sure.
Well, you were smart because the under over was 49.5, and I would have probably thought we'd get close to that. I don't know if we get over, but
I thought it was
37 points is not going to do it.
It ended. I got it right before it started. It was at 51.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah.
But we still got some good fantasy production out of it, regardless. Yeah.
From some people.
Say what?
From some people.
Sure.
We're gonna talk about that a little bit when we get to rants. I got a good one.
All right. Well, Alex, take the wheel and drive us, baby.
All right. Well, I'm going to start off my rant because I'm just getting really sick of officiating. Like, just in general, just don't throw flags anymore. Let's just do it. No blood, no foul.
Little hell in the cell action.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like I'm just tired of watching like every other play. So a flag, and it just completely disrupts the game, and it just kills every drive. And then all we're doing is going like 3rd and 20s, and like nobody wants to watch that. So stop throwing flags, man. Or like these little things, it completely changes the game, stops all momentum, makes it boring for us to watch. Refs, just leave it in your pocket, man. Leave it in your pocket. Maybe in the fourth quarter when it matters, throw it. But like for the first 3 quarters, just no more flags.
Yeah, honestly, my rant was the same. But it's more, it's like they want to fucking be a part. It's like they're a part of the game. It's like, yes, you are, but you're not why people watch football. Like,
yeah, you don't know that. You don't know that. How dare you?
Some people might want to scream at them to get their rage and frustration out, like we're doing right now. But God, yeah, I totally agree. It's so annoying. So annoying.
Yeah.
It goes back to that. Remember the guy, and I think it was in preseason or like the first game. He's like, "I'm talking to America." It's like it's not about you.
Oh yeah,
not about.
Oh my God.
People don't want to fucking hear from you.
Oh yeah,
Shut up to America.
Who was that guy? Oh man.
It's like get the laundry off the field. Don't be it's nobody cares about you.
Yeah. Maybe 5 flags a game. That's all I need. 5 flags. Davis, what do you got, man?
Well, first, I'm frustrated that you missed the keep it in your pants joke instead of keep it in your pocket, but we'll worry about that later. My rant. Who do you guys? I'm going to start with a question. Who led the Dallas Cowboys in rushing?
Dak Prescott.
Was it Dak Prescott with his 40 yards? Because it was. I'm curious about that.
I had the over on that. That's why I know.
People drafted Tony Pollard. You guys have heard of him.
Yeah.
Very highly. And when I tell you guys that Tony Pollard had 15 rushes for 30 yards,
woof.
Dak Prescott led again with 40, had the 1 rushing touchdown, which was a nifty little run. That was a
great run.
Loved it. Tony saves you with 6 catches for 80 yards in PPR leagues. Yeah. Otherwise, you're just sitting there with a fancy 11 points and wondering where your top pick went, because what are we doing? Where is the Tony Pollard that we've been asking for?
I mean, let's
drop the carry in half. I mean, most passes, love the pass, love the receptions. Right. That part's great. drop the carries, let my guy chill out a little bit, because 2 yards a carry that's how you get sent to the bench.
And half point, he got me 14 in one league, so that's not horrible.
It's not
and
terrible.
Most people, I feel like most people play half point these days. Well, it's either PPR half point. Very few people play standard, but 14 ain't gonna kill you.
No, it's not going to kill you. That's not what you drafted him for.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, dude, he's been actually pretty bad this year.
He doesn't look. Tony Pollard last year pre-injury takes that ball to the house.
100%.
He looks. He worries me a little bit.
Something's definitely off. I mean, he had 22.2 and 19.9 in his first 2 weeks, so we love that.
Yeah.
15.1, 9, 8.4, and then the 17 in PPR, which we'll also take. But going into the bye, you really hope he's getting right, because there ain't no reason Dak should be leading that team in rushing.
Yeah. It's
just none.
Bro,
just none.
I'm with you.
Just none.
Yeah, I think they got to go more. Like I think Pollard misses Kellen Moore a lot. They got to get more gadgety with him.
He also fucking misses not being the main back, I think.
That's what I'm saying.
The reason he was so good was when Zeke was taking all the bullshit first and second down, and then he would come in and spell him and fucking just go crazy. He was better. Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about this preseason, and I was on the train that it's like, he's not going to be the guy he was last year. That's not going to happen. His production might look similar as far as like your points go, but it's going to be a lot harder for Tony Pollard to get those burst plays, because he's going to have to be blocking more. He's going to have to be doing the dirty work on first and second down, and he's not going to have the opportunity to just come off the bench and be like, let's fucking go. But like, I don't know. I think it's pretty fair to assume that he's not just going to like crush every week, but thank God we play PPR.
Tony Pollard going.
Just runs off the sideline.
It's kind of what he did. He'd come on and just be like, I'm fucking going. Watch me rule you. And
it's so funny to me. Don't you see Zeke Elliott running off like, good.
Yeah,
Tony Pollard going.
Oh yeah. Fucking cracked out of his
Zeke
mouth.
just falls over on the sideline. Tony Pollard comes in.
He's just like sitting there vibrating on the bench till it's his turn. He's like a little fucking chihuahua ready to fucking spring out at any
You
time.
didn't even make it 5 minutes, dog. Tony Pollard too.
Yeah.
All right.
He's probably still probably getting a little bit into.
Yeah, you're still rolling him out. I'm just sad. I'm sad for all my fellow Tony Pollard owners in however many leagues that.
Yeah, 15, first round pick.
15 rushes for 30. Yeah.
He's not giving me first round when you pass up on guys like AJ Brown for Tony Pollard.
They're going into a bye. Obviously, better days ahead, but man, it hurts.
Yeah. I think he's going to be fine, but I definitely I hear you. I hear your plea. Your plea.
All right, waiver wire.
Somebody
was just. Did Alexa just?
Yeah, Alexa. Dude, my phone is so jacked up, y'all. It looks like the saddest.
What's going on today?
Dude, the weird energy.
Siri hears bibbity bobbity boo. Is like, yes.
Yeah.
Go on.
I don't know what that. So my phone, I dropped a weight on it a month and a half ago.
This shocks me absolutely zero.
And I was in the gym getting swole, and I dropped a 60-pound weight on it, and so it just does weird shit now, whenever it wants. And then 2 or 3 days ago, I was biking home, and I pulled my phone out of my pocket to like answer a call or something, and then I dropped it and I ran over it. So it is just obliterated. You can kind of see is like the cameras.
Oh yeah,
destroyed for those watching. But like the P didn't work this morning when I was typing. I was trying to say I was pooping, and it was like, well, we're just not going to use that word.
For our listening audience, picture the beginning of Ace Ventura: Pet Detective when Jim Carrey is just running the package along the boards and kicking it, and that's what Mason's phone looks like.
Oh God, yeah, it's a travesty.
All I heard was Mason's P didn't work. So
that one anyway.
Whoa.
So yeah, let's go to waiver wire. So I'm just going to read off names that are going to be on it. We're just going to talk about the ones that we feel strongly about, or who we would make a priority on our waiver wire, or the guys that you might see that other people aren't seeing. So
You're just gonna ruin the suspense and name all of them all at once.
yeah, I'm just gonna name. Okay, how about you guys say what you like, and then I'll just give it at the end the other ones that you
We don't
might
like to keep our listeners.
Just
waiting.
ruin the surprise.
Okay, all right. Let's do that. Let's do it that way. Actually, let's go in reverse order this time because we did Mason first last time. Was to Davis first. This time, Davis, running back or backs that you like this week.
Bring the heat.
Oh, I will. I'm going to steal this from Mason because he was banging the drum on it yesterday, and I loved it. Zach Charbonnet.
Oh,
Why is this man only, hold on, wait for it, 35% owned?
What?
He's the most important handcuff you can snag right now outside of the San Francisco guys. So
Yep.
he's out there. Kenneth Walker is still healthy, which means you need to go get this guy and hang on to him. Use him in that bench spot as opposed to your extra kicker or a kicker if you're Alex Bryant.
Yeah. Why don't we play with two kickers? Let's throw another kicker out there too.
Whatever. Keep three. You never know what you need.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How many times have we watched a whole season of Seattle offense where the running back doesn't go down? So, I mean, think for the end of the season, Charbonnet is going to be an excellent guy to roster. Mason, who do you got?
Way to jinx the poor guy. God. Sheesh.
Notification, Zach Charbonnet just exploded. No.
We talked about this last week, and I'm going to keep bringing him up until he's fucking over 50%. Roshan Johnson is still only owned in like 30. Well, let's see, 41. Okay, it's gone up a little bit. 41.8%. This dude is going to have the starting role on an offense that's been better recently. Obviously, their quarterback is injured, and he may be out this week, but that just means they're going to lean on the run a lot more with a rookie free agent quarterback. So Herbert's out; he's on IR. It's going to be his job, man, and I think he's talented back, and we're going to get to see how good he really is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think you could have stopped that argument at he's a starting running back with opportunity.
Yeah.
Same thing with I'm going to steal one that I don't think either of you would do, but Keontae Ingram. You don't necessarily want to go that route, but is he a running back who's alive and has opportunity? That's worth looking into.
He's kind of he's worth rostering, I think, but he's kind of in that mold of like the Ravens running back. That's a weird split backfield, and I don't know if I want anything.
Absolutely. Yeah, Damian Williams out of nowhere.
I think he's rosterable for sure, Davis, but
exactly.
It's only because they're a little bit more exciting, but they're literally just like Gus Edwards and
But again, opportunity, and if some of you are desperate,
sure, no, absolutely. And in deeper leagues, 12-man leagues, if you got funny rules like some of our leagues do, then absolutely worth watching.
Who has a funny rule?
Worth wafting.
Man, Damian Williams off the streak, I have to snap.
0.0% owned.
He might be the lead back. I mean, off the street, he got to have to snap. So he might be the lead back next week. Who knows? I don't want anything to do with any of them. Davis, you got two, so Mason, you get another one.
Well, shit. Wasn't ready for that.
Zach Evans. They just came out that he's the lead back this week. It looks like Kyron's going to be out a week, probably. It doesn't look like it's going to be a long time. So, if you need a guy for a week, Zach, I mean, the running back in that offense is going to be really, really good. I think Royce Freeman's probably going to get a lot of run too. So I don't know.
That's a name I've not heard in a long time.
Yeah, dude, I was like, he's still in the league?
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if you need it for a week, then
No, absolutely. He's a great spot start for sure.
Yeah. And if anything happens to Kyron in the next, because it looks like Ronnie Rivers is going to IR. If you need him for as a handcuff, he's a good own too.
Yeah, Zach Evans has the talent. He was, I think, the top running back prospect to be recruited a number of years ago in college. LSU had him committed for a little bit. Then he went to TCU. I think that's where he ended up. Maybe one of the places.
Yeah.
Talent is there. Be interesting to see if he does anything with it, but definitely worth having on the radar and picking up as a flyer.
Yep.
Yeah, and they said it's 1 week, which it's very interesting that they're like, yeah, it's going to be 1 week. We know right now. It's like this just happened. How do we know that there's only going to be 1 week?
I'll tell you what my middle school basketball coach would have said: just lace him up a little tighter and get back out there. What are you doing? Anyway, I don't have any trauma.
Pittsburgh next week. They're kind of middle.
Which you'd rather throw than run on.
Yeah,
a
little bit
pretty stout against run.
Stout against the run. Yeah, but still he's going to have the starting job. So
Starting job. Yep. And a good offense.
do we want to move
anybody?
on? No, we got another dude. Yeah. Davis kind of mentioned it already. If Jordan Mason's out there or Elijah Mitchell for the San Francisco 49ers, got to go snag those guys. We don't know.
Yeah.
Do we know officially what McCaffrey's
last I heard was toward the end of the day yesterday he was getting an MRI. He was in it as reports coming out, and that is the last I've heard.
That's the last I've heard as well. But got to have one of those guys. And honestly, Jordan Mason's looked great the past 2 weeks when he's come in for McCaffrey. So he's probably out there. I doubt anyone picked him up from last week, but it could be a split backfield there, and I think there's plenty of touches to go around.
Yeah. So for just so we know, your number one waiver wire running back is Charbonnet, Davis, and yours, Mason, is.
Yeah, I mean, either any one of those. Longer, Roshan's got to be up there. He's going to take that job too, probably. I don't know if he's going to give it back. If you need like spot fills, then it's got Evans and Jordan Mason.
Yeah, Roshan's my number one as well.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Few more names. Tajay Spears still not owned 50% of leagues. Chuba Hubbard, they're going on bye, but the following week. Justice Hill still not owning 50% of leagues. Meh. Craig Reynolds, spot start. For while Montgomery's going to miss some time. It looks like Gibbs is probably going to get most of the work, but they don't like to use him full-time role. Latavius Murray, there's no Damian Harris for a little while. Kareem Hunt, Ahmed from the Dolphins until Jeff Wilson comes back. Antonio Gibson's not owning 50% of leagues. Damian Williams and Devin Singletary coming off after that Texans job. He might already have it. So he's also not owned in 50% of leagues. Let's go to wide receiver. Davis, your number one wide receiver.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Curtis Samuel of the Washington Commanders. And I'm going to tell you why. Listen, this man has looked really good the past few weeks. As Sam Howell has gotten better, so has Curtis Samuel. 18 points week 4, week 5, 14 last week against a tough Atlanta defense, and he's getting targets 2, 8, 7, and only 4, and still did a lot with it. I've been using a lot. I don't know if you guys have looked at this yet. Fantasy Life's utilization report, the Matthew Berry website. That utilization report is very cool. Doesn't give you necessarily firm numbers like yardage and stuff, but it does give you the target percentage, catchable targets, things like that. Curtis Samuel's 18% target share last week. That is just behind Terry McLaurin's 55, but far and away the close second. Worth picking up. He's only owned in 28% of leagues right now. I would definitely go get him. He's potentially even flex worthy right now, but they've got a good schedule coming up. Sam Howell's been looking good. Curtis Samuel's my number one pick for wide receivers.
Yeah. Love that. Yeah. Mason?
I think I would probably go him over the guys I was going to talk about too. But Josh Reynolds is doing. He didn't have a great game last week, but Josh Reynolds and it's my Joshes, Josh Palmer, Josh Reynolds, really, both still out there. Palmer got 10 points in PPR, 60 yards to 4 catches. They're just on good offense and they're throwing the ball. And Reynolds is he's crazy. He's wide receiver. He's a flex wide receiver right now. He's position ranked 33, so he should be owned.
And listen, he's worth picking up just because of that block that got Amon-Ra the touchdown on Sunday.
That was Craig Reynolds.
Holy cow. That's Craig Reynolds.
That was Craig Reynolds? I thought it was Josh Reynolds. All right, we'll pick up all the Reynolds because that man sent
all the Joshes, all the Reynolds, man.
Sent him into the negative zone. It was not a good time for that.
Is there anyone else you guys... Stop joshing around. Anybody else that you guys like?
Wandale Robinson.
Wandale, I was going to say Wandale.
Wandale out here getting these targets, man.
Target monster.
5.2% of leagues. He had 27% target share in that absolute abomination of a game Sunday night.
If Tyrod's still the guy, Wandale might get top 20 play the rest of the season. Who knows? Tyrod likes him.
At least a floor flex option right now, depending on how big of a need you have. But Wandale,
Yo, Tyrod came out slinging it. I like Tyrod. I like this offense with Tyrod in it, just like not in the last like 30 seconds of it.
Yeah. Well, they still got to get a touchdown. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Who
Yeah,
cares
that's what I'm
about touchdowns? This guy got eight catches.
Yeah, he got 11 targets, I think. In absolutely insane. I actually really like Wandale. Might be there's another guy I like, but Wandale might be my number one. Basically, got another guy.
No, go for it.
My guy is Rashee Rice.
That's I mean, him, but you've been.
I left him for you, Alex. I knew you.
Yes, we both left him for you because.
Oh man, I love that dude. My cousin Mark is like working on a trade to get him right now. He's gonna come on later. I'll let him talk about it.
Yeah,
but, man, Rashee Rice. Watson went down. He's starting to get more. Once he gets over like 65-70% of the snaps, man, that dude's going to be real good for your league. He's more of a stash for right now. I'm not going to start him probably next week or the next week, but at the end of the year, he could win some.
He's serviceable in a 3-man or 3 wide receiver league. You could absolutely play him.
Yeah, he got 11 points last week. I mean, his target share is only going to go up because Watson is gone, and Sky Moore just kind of sucks. So,
damn.
Anyone else? Anybody want
strays, Sky?
You forgot about Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, I like Tony. I like Rashee Rice better. I like him better. I think Rashee Rice is the truth. Anyone else that anybody wants to talk about?
I'm good for now.
Other guys that could be available in your league. We were talking about the Joshes, Curtis Samuel, Rashid. Wow, that's my first 4 guys. Nelson Aguilar has taken that second role in Baltimore, which is weird with OBJ making $15 million. Somebody called that at the beginning of the season, like, why are you paying him that much? And, wait, is that me? That was me. So Jameson Williams is still available in a lot of leagues. Some people like him. I don't. DJ Chark. Rashid Shaheed, I'm surprised you didn't talk about him. Davis,
wanted to.
Ronnie Bell, if Deebo Samuel misses, he was great in that role when Samuel missed earlier. Kendrick Bourne, back from the dead. He was awesome in week 1, and now these past 2 weeks, he's awesome again. Darius Slayton, because Tyrod Taylor slings it. And Brandon Cooks with a touchdown yesterday. He's getting more involved in that offense. I think that he could be more involved.
Romeo Doubs.
Is he still not 50% owned?
He's 54, so it's cheating a little bit, but he has been dropped a fair bit, and he had a pretty down game last week. So if he's out there, he's worth rostering because that was just a down game overall for Green Bay.
He's 53, so he might be out there too. But he's going to go on bye, so you'll probably be able to get him if you want him.
He might be starting to cooks here pretty soon.
Okay, and that's anyway. Football. We got to go.
Moving on to tight ends. All right, tight ends. Favorite tight end.
My best work.
Davis.
Hey, why aren't we talking about Jonnu Smith more? Why?
Tell me about him.
15% owned. He has had 17% of the target share so far this season. Pitts is at 19%. Pitts is your number 4 overall pick. And then they just brought Jonnu in, and he's performing. No fewer than 8.7 points since a 0 on week 1. He's at double digits last 2 weeks. I'm going to go on record right now. You can start this man. Pick him up, start him. He is worth owning in every single league right now, especially if you have Kyle Pitts, because he's looked good, but they're giving the ball to Jonnu, man. Why is he 15% owned? I don't own him, to be clear.
What was his stats last week?
He had, I'm sorry. Good. He had 14 points, I believe.
14?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, he's in double digits the past 13, 5 weeks. 6.
Yeah, so he had 4 catches for 36 yards and a touchdown. That was his first score of the year, 13.6. 10.7 against Houston, 15.5 against Jacksonville. Next 3 weeks, Tampa Bay, Tennessee, Minnesota, then Arizona before their bye. I mean, there's just no reason not to think that's going to continue. He's getting 6+ targets a game.
Yeah, trash quarterbacks always go for that big dude because it's like, oh wow, like maybe you look at everybody else, you're like, oh, that's small. Oh, big guy, let me throw it to him. So, big guys with trash quarterbacks always good. Mason,
I'm gonna call you out, Alex Bryant. 2 weeks ago, we were doing game previews, and I was like, oh, we're doing Las Vegas. I was like, Michael Meyer, we ready to talk about him yet? And you're like, no, he's trash. What are you talking about?
He was. Yeah,
He was
right.
trash. Well, now he's relevant. So I'm telling you, old Alex, you're wrong.
Alex,
now.
you were right, but now if you said the same thing, you'd be wrong.
He's on the radar.
No, absolutely.
5 for 6 for 75 yards. With Hoyer throwing the ball, he really liked his tight end.
Yeah, trash quarterbacks.
Yep.
So yeah, when quarterbacks come off the bench, they love to throw to the safe guys, and that's a lot of time tight ends.
Yeah.
So I think he could be relevant, and they've got Chicago next week. So
yeah, got him in my dynasty league. Him and Laporta.
There we go. Yeah. And he's owned in 1.5% of leagues, so you got a chance to get it, guys.
We talked about him a little bit yesterday or the day before, whatever the fuck that was. He's first. I think he got drafted in the second round, but most people liked him as a first round talent, and he was most people's number one tight end on board. Again, Kincaid went before him because of the offense that they wanted. His hands were, I guess, better for them. But as all around tight end, Michael Myers is the best, and he's also very good. Turns out. Yeah,
and he doubled his his route running percentage last week.
Great, so, I'm so glad I didn't have that pulled up, and I wanted to talk about it.
I think 68% of routes run.
That's great. That's awesome.
So it was. I think that they want to use him more, and they're just starting to. I guess
his 21% target share, more than Devontae Adams. Do with that what you will.
Well, Belichick took away Devontae Adams.
Drop Devontae Adams for Michael Myers.
Or trade Devontae Adams.
You heard it here first, people. It's the only place you will hear it, in fact.
In fact, you will never hear it again.
I knew this was coming, but Trey McBride's going to take over Zach Ertz's role. It was coming eventually, and you rode Ertz as long as you possibly could, but McBride is there. I think he went the first round last year for the Cardinals, and he's just better.
Watching those games, I was like, I had Ertz on my team last week just for a spot start. And I was like, hey, he got I was like, wait, that's 88, not 86. Damn it. And so, he's starting to.
I think your time with Zach Ertz is over. He might have a couple more good games, but McBride's just younger, faster, bigger, stronger. He's better right now. Better looking, of course. Maybe when Kyler comes back,
actually, they have a good looking man.
He is a good looking man, and he has a good looking wife too. But when Kyler comes back, they had a connection. I don't know. We'll see. But I wouldn't have. I'd rather stash McBride than own Hurts, in my opinion. Anybody else you guys like?
I don't want to talk about tight ends anymore.
Okay.
No, I'm trying to think. I think McBride is going to be the McBride instead of the McBridesmaid going forward.
God fucking damn it, Davis.
You like that one?
So mad.
I didn't think about that one for a minute.
Anyway, Dalton Schultz is definitely getting more run now. They're including him in the offense a lot more. That might change. Noah Brown's back. I think Tank Dell was out. I might want to not hold off on Dalton Schultz, but if you're desperate, I like Dalton Schultz. Gerald Everett is also getting more involved. He just can't catch the ball at all. So, I don't know.
Pat Freiermuth is coming back too.
Oh,
if you want to take a flyer on him. I don't know if let me see what his. Oh, he's 54% owned. He hasn't been great just because he's been banged up. He's had one decent game. But he is a talented tight end.
Yeah. And they get Deontay Smith max, so that offense should be better.
Deontay Johnson. Yeah.
Deontay Johnson back, and
Alex is just so upset with himself.
He's like, Deontay Johnson, Devonta Smith.
Why did I say that?
I think Deontay Johnson back to the offense should be better, especially coming off the bye, even though they refuse to fire Matt Canada. We'll see.
That's the worst.
But Freiermuth should be a nice stash.
Yeah.
Theoretically, this offense gets better. Sorry, moving on to quarterback. Davis, what do you think?
I really hate myself for saying this one, but Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder, 5.2% owned. He's quietly been throwing the ball like an actual quarterback as far as pass attempts.
Yeah.
Ever
It's
say
like-
Like he's throwing them. A lot of them are being received by the other team.
Let me
but-
rephrase. The volume of pass attempts has now gotten to where you can actually expect a little
Serviceable.
bit of success from him.
yeah.
He's still going to hold on to the ball. He had quite a few picks. I believe he had 3 picks last week and has had a couple fumbles here and there as well. But
He's
listen, if he's going to be throwing the ball.
somehow.
If he's going
He's
to be throwing the ball more than 30 times and his pass catchers are coming alive, we just talked about Jonnu Smith a little bit. I really don't like recommending a Falcon, guys. I don't like it one bit, but I'm going to do it here. I think he's available and out there for you.
Oh, he's definitely available.
Oh, he's available and out there.
Nobody wants.
5.2. Here's the thing. He has 2 games back to back of over 300 yards. They've lost. They lost last week. I think they won the week before, but they're not playing the style of football that they were, built to play by throwing the ball so much. And obviously, he threw 3 picks last week, so they're going to go back. I think they come out against Tampa Bay running the ball a lot more. So,
and again, same argument with Jonnu too. To your point, Mace, they do have good bad passing defenses coming up in Tennessee, Minnesota, and Arizona. If you're okay, let's play quick 2-player name game. Would you play Desmond Ridder over Kirk Cousins right now?
Oh. Yes.
God. Desmond Ridder
yes.
over Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, I think I have to. Oh, I hate it though.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. I don't want to.
I know. Yeah, it's
Here's
they're
an easier
19th
one.
and 20th for me.
Yeah, I mean, they're both. I don't think I'm playing either one. They're both past 15 probably for me when my ranking.
Here's a potentially easier one, and I'm asking these because these are guys that are started in a lot of leagues. Would you play Desmond Ridder over Russell Hustle Bustle Man Muscle Wilson?
No, Wilson all day.
Really?
Yeah.
After that last
Who
week?
are they playing
Yeah.
next week? I gotta see.
Yeah, I did it. I think they're on bye next week. No, they play Packers. I don't think it matters. I think they're just they don't run the football. All they do is pass.
I think I'd still play Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I would.
Desmond, man, three picks. I think that. I just don't see. I don't see a world where they don't get back to the run game next week.
Yeah, they have to
After that performance, man.
Yeah.
Arthur Smith's face after he threw that last pick was
It's not a happy camper.
oh my God, his mustache was just full frown. Yeah.
Flip that mustache upside down. baby.
Yeah, I can't touch Desmond Ridder. I know he's had 2 decent games, but I just don't believe they're going to continue to do this because it's not winning football for them.
Yeah,
Very fair.
they're sort of like the Patriots. You just never know what's going to happen, and it just makes me nervous. They don't have like an identity.
Quarterback league, I would feel much more okay.
Oh yeah,
1,000%. And I would probably play him because I think there is a little bit more upside. He actually has a little rushing in him too. He rushed a ball. Yikes! He rushed for a touchdown 2 weeks ago. So yeah, yeah.
Again, this is when you're recommending players that are owned that low, especially at quarterback. This is if you are desperate.
Yeah,
you need somebody to start.
I think I got to go with Cousins to go back to what you're saying because Kirk Cousins still will have games where he just pops off for ridiculous yardage, and he did that before JJ. Before he had that kind of talent. I don't like it, but I would still play Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. Mason, got anybody?
Your mom.
Got him.
Good. Nailed it.
Yeah, I think I'm actually going back to the well with Josh Dobbs. He's got
Wow.
Seattle, man. They're not. I think their defense is playing a little bit better, but I think he can actually score some points through the air on Seattle still. So I think in a pinch you could play Josh Dobbs against Seattle this week.
I just think that offense is broken without Connor.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. No one
was
at this. I'm looking at this list, and it is sad. It is sad. Slim pickings out here.
No one wants to
Would
talk
you rather
about
play Dobbs or Ritter?
Ritter.
Oof.
Oh, I hate it.
I had another one since you brought up Seattle there, Mason. Would you rather play Desmond Ridder or Geno Smith?
Geno
against Arizona this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody was Sam Howell. Sam Howell.
I left it for you again, buddy. That was
Oh, is Howell? Yeah, is Howell still? Yeah, Howell's still available.
Yeah. Also,
very available.
It doesn't look like Daniel Jones is going back anytime soon. Tyrod Taylor.
I'm not opposed at all.
He can't put the ball in the end zone.
That was the Bills, though. Like the Bills have a good defense.
The problem is, I like that. I like that end of game play that just
Tyrod Taylor,
like alley oop to Waller there at the end. Just maybe do it with a few extra seconds on the clock.
Dude, Tyrod flings it, man. Washington, I don't.
They just got stymied in the red zone, man. They just got fucking. They couldn't get.
Yeah, no.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It is a good defense, so that they just.
It's so funny that I don't know if you follow anything about the Commanders, but they drafted this kid in the first round, and this is supposed to be their shut down corner, and the dude got benched for an undrafted guy that's been a journeyman in the NFL. And their defense got so much better. They're just oh, man, what are you doing, Washington?
Riverboat Ron.
But they got Chase Young, and they've just destroyed his career. Montez Sweat's still great. They still got great players. They got to get rid of Ron Rivera. I love Ron Rivera.
I keep seeing Chase Young as a trade candidate. Trade deadline coming up in a couple weeks. Sounds like a lot of players might be on the move.
Well, I wouldn't trade him by Washington. You're 3-3. Yeah, that'd be all your guys.
I wouldn't trade him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, he's in contract here. They didn't pick up his option.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either. He's kind of turned it into Jadeveon Clowney a little bit.
Yeah.
He's just going to go. Yeah, he's just going to be jumping around from team to team. Yeah, he's going to be jumping around from team to team, I think, and he's going to have some insanely great weeks, and then sometimes just not. So, I also like Dak Prescott. I think, he's shown he's running now. That was the big thing about Dak is he wasn't running the football.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, this is a little bit cheating because it's over 50%, but it's just a bit over. It's 54. Jared Goff. He is quarterback 4 on the year right now, y'all. And he just proved me wrong. He's had 2 games under 15 points, and both of them are still double digits. 14 and 11. 14 was his first week, and 11 was against Green Bay a few weeks ago. But then his other weeks, 22.9, 18.0, 27.4, 22.4. He's very playable. They play Baltimore this week, which might be a little tougher, but man, he proved us wrong with the narrative of, everyone was talking about
I trumpeted
in the dome, and we all chuckled at him. We're like, he's not going to play well. He's out in the sunshine in Tampa Bay. No, he came out and proved us all wrong. 22 points. I don't know what that voice was. I'm so sorry.
I loved it. A little bit of a harumph in there.
Harumph. Williams and Williams.
And no Montgomery, so more pass attempts. So
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I think that game. I think they're going to be leading, and I think Baltimore's going to have to be staying up with them.
Yeah, man. People are all on this Baltimore train. They don't look. Their defense is playing really, really good. Their offense still doesn't look quite right.
Offense has some work to do.
Yeah, I
mean, the Lions' offense does look good, and I think they're going to come out swinging, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Craig Reynolds is going to be the lead back, which isn't great because they do like to run the ball, but I think you can say that Jared Goff can put a team on his back and win some games.
Yeah. Yeah, with the offensive line as well, and they're
so good,
healthy up there too.
Yeah,
which no one else in the NFL is. So that's awesome. Defenses? Do you want to talk about any defenses?
No.
Yeah, nobody cares. I'm just looking at some. We should. Buffalo against everybody owns Buffalo probably. Yeah. Maybe the Rams against Pittsburgh, but they're coming off a bye, which I don't love.
I don't hate Jags against New Orleans.
Yeah.
I don't hate that at all. That's a Thursday night game, too. Jaguars are 19.9% owned, and they're a top 10 defense right now. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you guys, New Orleans' offense is a little busted. It's not good.
Yeah, Penny, man, what's going on? Like, they don't have a left tackle right now, really.
Wait, I mean, the whole line is banged up.
Guys, this is all right. This is we buried the lead maybe a little. Las Vegas in the past 2 weeks has scored 13 and 11 points in fantasy football, and they play the Chicago Bears without Fields.
True.
They, I think, are a smash start if you need to pick somebody up.
That's a great. That's a great call.
Yeah, and Cleveland might have been dropped because they were playing against the 49ers. They came off, they were on bye, and then the 49ers. So somebody, you probably just didn't have them. So if they're available, go pick them up for sure.
53.1% owned, and they have the Colts this week. That's a good call on the Browns, too.
Yep. All right, cool. Well, my cousin was supposed to jump on, but he is not waiting in the area, little waiting room area. So I think we just have to move on from him. Sorry, Mark.
Zahir.
We can take a second and you can go get him.
Yeah.
Fine. Hey, we're taking a break. We'll be right back.
And now a word from our sponsors. Do we have any of those?
Mark the meatloaf.
God, I think we need to keep that in.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my God. And now we cut it.
And we're back. Woo! Welcome. My cousin Mark is on. And if you thought that it was just me that likes to trade all the time, it is actually in our genes because freaking Mark has been wheeling and dealing. He's been here for like 4 days and he's made like 95 trades, I think.
My guy.
But I feel like every like 15 minutes, he's like, what do you think if I did this for this and added this, but then like negotiated with this? I was like, oh man, I love you so much.
Welcome, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
How are your fantasy teams doing, brother?
My fantasy teams themselves, I don't even care about anymore. I'm all in my dynasty league. I feel like first year dynasty startup super flex, right? Just took my whole life. The 2 other fantasy leagues in, I'm like, these leagues suck. I don't even want to be in them. You know, dynasty is like much more my straight. It's like, you know, trading and all that shit. It's almost like live prop betting on players and losing it all, right? So, you know, best of both worlds. So fantasy teams, I'm fine. I mean, I drafted
your records.
My records in dynasty. I'm 6-0. Yeah, I'm in a win now stage, but also with depth on the young side. So I've got a core wide receiver room of, you know, Tyreek and then a bunch of also promising young guys. And then in one of my fantasy leagues, I'm 1-5. I'm top overall in points, and I've lost the first 4 weeks with a total point deviation of 6.5. So
that's brutal.
Lost by 0.2, 0.7, 0.3.
Oh, dude, I'd kill somebody.
So I want to murder someone.
Yeah, we call it a day in that league. That's what's happening.
Now with bye weeks going on, I just don't even set my roster there. I couldn't care less. Other fantasy league, I'm 4-1 or 4-1 because we have fucking 11 teams, so we've got like a bye week every now and then.
Weird.
The retarded thing is that from a bye week standpoint, every single team that has played on a bye week so far has outscored the entire league.
Naturally.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So tell them about. So I was talking about how much I like Rashee Rice doing Waiver show. Tell them about the trade that you're cooking up and see if they like it. Rashee Rice.
Yes. So that one, this guy's on a tank now piece, and he sees into the future. I'm like, brother, your future is these draft picks and other pieces. So I wanted to give him basically Jameson Williams straight up for Rashee Rice, and he said, nope, can't do that. Then I was like, okay, we'll take Jameson Williams, a 3rd rounder in 26, completely putting out the value. I mean, he's getting the top side there, but he just truly isn't thinking. I mean, Alex keeps telling me Jameson Williams is a fuckhead and like it shouldn't even I keep having faith in him, but everyone keeps telling me not to. But so he's currently rejected those pieces. So now I'm like, all right, well, if you're a tank now, I mean, it doesn't make much sense. Here's a key asset that has untapped potential. Or, you know, we can go the routes of 2nd and 3rd round draft picks and still nothing. So there's a goose egg. Other option for Jameson Williams is Tank Bigsby, mid 2025 2nd rounder. for essentially Jameson Williams, a 2025 third rounder, which is essentially would be like the last pick because I'm going to win this league, and then and JMO. So that's where I'm like, ooh, like it's fair on the value side of things, but like my wide receiver room's stacked, and my running back situation in 2 years is pretty fucked. Like I've got Kamara, but then I also have Kyron and Gibbs and Madison.
Mm-hmm.
Madison can honestly go get hit by a bus at this point. He's the most untradeable asset in my dynasty league right now, and everyone I can't even trade him for a fourth rounder, it seems like.
Yeah, and he's been Mr. 11 points all year,
Yep.
and his ceiling is so low, but his floor is fine. Like
They're about
he's giving you.
They're about equal.
Yeah, they're pretty much. Yeah, it's a very weird house he lives in.
Yeah. So I told Mark, I was like, hey man, you don't need to talk to me about Jameson Williams because I'm always going to tell you to trade him. But you guys, after listening to those, like, what do you think about him shipping off Jameson Williams after one game?
I like it as a sell high. I just don't think he's gonna. There's established guys in that offense right now that I don't think their roles are gonna change. I think he's gonna streak down the field and catch a couple balls a game and maybe get another touchdown here and there. But I like Reynolds better than him moving forward still.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm very on the fence about it because we've not seen him play more than 2 games basically in his career. And he's a super talented dude. So these guys will make fun of me because I'm the only one that's actually like had a flag to carry for Jameson Williams. But I don't think you're going to get enough in a trade to justify actually moving him unless you can get some of those, do a Cam Akers trade and send him away for like a 2027 fourth.
Yeah.
So you hang on to him, see if there is a better sell high window.
Yeah, how many targets did he get last week? Like 2?
We don't ask that question, Mason.
I think he played like 7 snaps.
Yeah.
He comes in. He's kind of Tony Pollard, or sorry, Kadarius Toney. Comes in on like a very small snap percentage, gets a touchdown, and goes and sits on the bench.
My work's done.
I feel like targets don't mean anything. I mean, like Michael Gallup or whatever his name, he had 7 or 8 targets yesterday. I mean, why?
I mean, targets are important because they generally tell a story of what's to come, and obviously you need the receptions, but the targets are important for. If somebody's getting a shit ton of targets, then eventually they're going to come to fruition unless their quarterback is just ass.
Unless they're Michael Gallup too.
Yeah, or Dak Prescott. So, I mean, here's my take. My take on Jameson is like he'll never be wide receiver 1. He's got Amon-Ra.
Exactly,
so it's not going to ever happen. Yeah. Secondly, he's a guy that's going to, he's got to catch a ball in stride, and Goff really doesn't know how to do that. Like he's obviously connected on 2 touchdowns over the last 2 years of Jameson, but he hasn't proven enough that he's going to throw a deep ball and actually catch him in stride. I mean, prime example was his touchdown yesterday.
Oh yeah,
on Sunday. He was behind him and he had to slow down for it. So it's like,
great catch by Jameson Williams.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like I get your point on not selling it, wait to see what his ceiling is. But like my concern is he doesn't even have a ceiling because he's going to either get suspended. He's going to get either caught for taking PEDs because his fucking knee's still trash, or he's just going to go gamble. Like, I mean, the risks of him are so high that I'm just like, I mean, considering my like wide receiver room still is like Tyreek, Devonta Smith, Puka, Atwell, JSN. God, who am I missing there? There's one other guy.
You said it enough.
I don't really need a guy. So it's like,
I mean, if you can get something for him, but I don't know. You might as well. I think Alex is right. It's like nobody probably wants him because I think most people feel the same way about him. But if you can find something,
if you find Davis in your league,
I'll give you a
2029 fourth rounder.
The only reason why I concern Tate is because the person who wants him is the league tanker. He's essentially got 4 first rounds like the next two years, and he's got essentially for QB, he's got AR and
Stroud.
Stroud is his quarterbacks, and then he's got young assets that could pop. So it's like my concern is like, what if Jameson Williams stops being a fuckhead and like it's just like the greatest thing in the league? it's going to be painful.
Yeah, I mean, he does have a ceiling. There is potential there. Obviously, he's a first round talent. I mean, but I just don't see his role in that offense expanding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He seems like he could be out of the league in like 3 years.
Yeah.
I think that's more likely than him being a star.
Okay.
Davis, do you agree?
No, I don't agree with that at all. Guy's too talented. He's a top 10 pick, man. I mean, sure, he could be like a Justin Blackwell with Jacksonville and just be a total maniac and find his way out of the league. But the dude is talented. He did it at Alabama. He was up there in name recognition with Calvin Ridley's and all those kind of guys. Like, sure, we can say. I really hate I'm having to defend an Alabama guy. Mark, I went to LSU, so this is really cutting me to my core. We've not seen any reason to either doubt or trash or like.
There's a lot of reason.
He's played 3 games. He's played 3 games.
But he's injury, questionable character mistakes.
Exactly. You've seen a lot of reasons.
Yeah, he hit a couple DraftKings contests and did poorly and got suspended. What are you going to do?
Dan Campbell's already come out and been like, "This dude's a moron," in a nice way.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if we had a full season, like if this was a Jerry Jeudy situation, where he's like he's been okay, but it's been more like 2 straight seasons of just sure.
Yeah.
We have talked way too much about Jameson Williams in the past two episodes. Holy crap. Mark, do you have anything else you want to ask us about fantasy football besides Jameson fucking Williams?
Trade him.
Yeah, how about when's Jahmyr Gibbs going to pull his head out of his ass and do something? It's like, I think I took him in the second or third, early third round of my draft. I took Kyron Williams in the 21st round. Look who's paying off.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Gibbs guy. I got convinced by the herd at the beginning of the year that he rose up draft boards because of his potential and his draft status. But before, when I was just doing my own thing and I wasn't listening to everybody else, I was bigger on Montgomery just because of their roles. So I think trade him if you can. I don't know what his trade value really is right now because he's been injured and he hasn't done a lot. But I think I think the flashiness of his name is still there. For Dynasty, I think you might want to keep him around, or if you can get something really good for him, because people are going to want to. I think he gets better, obviously, as his career goes on. But right now, this year, it's Montgomery job, and even
Montgomery's worth.
Yeah, I mean, even Craig Reynolds is going to fill in that role. And when he did have the opportunity, when Montgomery went down the first time, he didn't do much with it.
Yeah, it's a top 12 pick from Alabama. You got to keep him.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being attacked right now, and I don't appreciate it.
I'll close it with the whole Jameson loop is the reality is this year I've got on my RB bench, it's, Kamara, Jonathan Taylor, Gibbs, Madison, and Kyron Williams. Do I really need to add Tank Bigsby when who even knows where it's going to bet? I feel like I'm safe enough now where I just don't need to do it.
Give Rashee Rice though. That's my recommendation.
Now the big fuck up that's looking like doing, I traded 2 first rounds, essentially 25 and 26 for Kamara and Justin Fields, just hoping, that could work out. I've got Matt Stafford as my backup or my second QB, and he's 1 concussion away from dying. So, and then I've got Hendon Hooker and Aiden O'Connell in the taxi squad. So it's QB is going to be rough and just one bad blow to the head. And so I was like, okay, let's, it was right after Justin Fields' first game. Let's see what happens. So obviously I had him for the Commanders game, worked out. Kamara, I don't value much of anything except he's going to help me this year. But Fields,
it sounds like you're playing to win now. So
yeah. But to close it out, the 5 running backs I have, I don't see any real value of selling now, and I have no idea where Jameson's at. If Jameson sucks, then I'll cut his ass.
Yeah, you're selling Jameson for another lottery pick down the road, and Gibbs, you definitely need to hold on to.
Yeah, I would hold on to Gibbs. Dynasty for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Cool, man. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Mark, appreciate you coming on. Do you have any other questions for us, or anything you want to share with us that you're intrigued by, or anybody that you want to go after that you think that is undervalued on the market?
Not our value, but I mean, definitely got a bad bet I'd like to share if that's cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's
That-
do a
that-
rant.
that-
Yeah, let's
All
get
right.
that ran out of here. Let's come on.
Oh man. So Sunday night football, right? Live prop bet, $50. It was Tyrod Taylor over like 175 passing yards or 167, whatever it was.
Oh, God.
Wan'Dale Robinson over 37 yards. He had like 28 at the time. And then Saquon over 6.5 receiving yards, right? First, the moment after the bet place, Wan'Dale hit the over. He got a 15-yard pass, hits. Tyrod obviously threw for, I think, 45 yards at the end of the third quarters. That was going to hit no matter what. 30 seconds left in the goddamn game. And I was like, sort of passed out on this couch with Alex. Saquon's at 7 yards receiving. I've hit. I'm done. I cashed that $50 for $350. We're going. We're rolling high. 30 seconds left. Tyrod Taylor's stupid ass passed to Saquon for a loss of 1 yard. Like, Tyrod Taylor can just fucking get another lung punctured at this point. I don't care. Like, I get, like, first of all,
Such a bad beat.
it's like if you're Saquon too, like he passed it and stayed in bounds. The clock's running. There's no timeouts. Like you either slap that ball to the ground, or Tyrod's already out of the pocket. Just fucking air the ball out. What are you doing?
Yep.
So it's not Saquon's fault. Well, it is because he should have just actually tapped to the ground. But Tyrod Taylor, man, there's a reason why he never got another chance. So yeah, so he ended up going from 7 yards to 6 yards, and I lost my bet.
Oh, that's
Damn. That's
That
such a bad beat.
So yeah,
That hurts.
that was fun.
that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
so don't pick up Tyrod Taylor.
yeah, Alex. Alex,
Yeah, Alex.
recommending Tyrod Taylor
Uh-huh.
out here. Get out
I
of here.
said I liked him. I didn't say that I would pick him up.
Like pretty strong recommendation.
I kind of like him. A little bit.
All right, Davis, we
got-
got to get
all
you
right.
out of here, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Dave's got to go.
Mark, great to meet you.
Mark, thanks for
Yeah,
coming on, bud.
Thanks for having me, guys. Looking forward to next time.
Oh yeah.
All right,
And,
see you guys. Nice
yeah.
to meet you, Davis.
Mason, lead us out, man.
Alrighty, well, you know what we say at the end of every episode, and Mark, you can say it with us. Fuck you, fantasy football podcast. Mark was like, I don't know what you have to say.
Never heard of you people before.
All right, now we're ending the recording.
I know.
Wilson and
Later, guys.
Wilson.